Greetings, Far Hill Fantasy Football League members. It's I, your commissioner, the Syndicate Enforcer. We're cruising through this season here, and now that we're getting towards the end, I'll give you some format changes on the Burning Down the Far Hill now until the rest of the season, at least until we get into the playoffs. I will give you the previous week's recaps. At that point in time, I will give you the current seedings for everyone, 1 to 12. And then after that, we'll give you the next week's matchups, and then we'll follow that up with any potential clinchings that could happen with next week's matchups. So that's just a little timeline of how we'll roll with the Burning Down the Far Hill going forward. So with that, we will start with Week 9's recap. First, John Boy's Special Sag Nasties with a huge Monday night beats the Bitchmaker 190 to 142. 4 people for the Sag Nasties, total 136, including one Terrell Owens going for 51 on the Monday night to just storm ahead. Bitchmaker scored 142 with the 136 on the Monday night, darn near beat him by himself. So, wow, which has now made things very interesting atop the standings, which we will get to in a little bit. So, congratulations to those Sag Nasties. Next, Agent P, formerly Master Fu, defeats Fat Bastard 163-144, snaps his 6-game losing streak, hasn't won since September. Wow, little help from Adrian Peterson's 45. Outstanding that the Master Fu, Agent P, everyone's playing into cartoons now. It's just weird. So, yeah, Jer's back on the map. So, or not really, but he's trying to get back on the map. Well, moving forward, Doofenshmirtz Evil Inc. beats the Bad Dog 170 to 125. Doofenshmirtz with its 4th consecutive victory after the fire sale at 1-4. Green Bay's defense goes off all over Dallas's soul for 39 points. So, yeah, Doofenshmirtz definitely in the hunt. Syndicate Enforcer defeats Taking You Down by the score of 163 to 59. Yeah, I know you don't have a lot of people and people on buys, but 59? Well, man, yes you gotta do. Michael Vick leads the way for the Syndicate Enforcer, 38 points. Next, Monthly Plugs gets back in the win column, beats Road Crew in the battle for the number 1 pick. Score 161 to 143. Arian Foster shows up for 54 points. Look what happens when you actually submit a lineup. Second win for those Monthly Plugs, needing to get to 6. It might not happen this year. I looked ahead at the schedule. Ouch. So, yeah, Road Crew definitely in line for the first pick in the 2011 Fantasy Football Draft, or Far Hero Fantasy Football Draft, barring a resurgence, because I looked at his schedule. Ouch. Then lastly, Irish Cop upsets the Steel Curtain 161-151. Peyton Hill says 64, I'm sorry. Points against New England, of all people, leads the way for the Irish Cop. So there's our Week 9 recaps. So now, with those recaps being done, we will move to the rankings currently. So, at the top, Syndicate Enforcer, 8-1. Next up is a big jumbled mess of a bunch of 6-3 teams. So we've got to establish division leaders first. So with tiebreaker, Fat Bastard will be ahead of Bitchmaker, so he will be the number 2 seed. Steel Curtain's ahead of John Boy's Special Sag Nasties. Steel Curtain's the number 3 seed. Now that we've got those two separated, difference between Sag Nasties and Bitchmaker, well, the Sag Nasties have beaten the Bitchmaker, so Sag Nasties will be the 4 seed. Bitchmaker's number 5 by way of Doofenshmirtz beating the Bad Dog. He will be the 6th and final seed for the playoffs if everything was to start this week. Now the bottom 6, we start with Irish Cop, which is a better division standing than the Bad Dog. So Irish Cop is 7, Bad Dog 8, Taking you down will be the 9 seed. Master Fu Agent P is 10. Monthly Plugs just beat Road Crew, so there's 11, and Road Crew 12. So there are your current rankings going into Week 10. Alright, so with that, we'll jump into those Week 10 matchups. And first up, we will start with 8-seeded Bad Dog at 4-5 at 9-seeded taking you down in their 3-6 record. No series history with this one, obviously, with the taking you down's first appearance in the league here. No real hoopla. If you're thinking about making the playoffs, you probably want to win this game, either of you two. So, yeah, my pick will be the Bad Dog, but this is going to be the lowest of my confidence of my picks. So, yeah, Bad Dog, Daryl. Next up, top-seeded Syndicate Enforcer 8-1s at the 6-seeded Doofenshmirtz Evil Inc. 5-4. Syndicate Enforcer leads the season series, or not seasons, lifetime series, 12-4. In last matchup was in Week 1 of 2009, where the Syndicate Enforcer beat. I can't remember the name anymore. It was 183-115. Its name changes every other freaking year. So, yep, pick, obviously, me. Syndicate Enforcer. Duh. Next matchup, the 4-seeded John Boy Special Sag Nasty 6-3 is at the 2-seeded Fat Bastard 6-3. Huge tiebreaker implications here, as they're both teams are looking to make the playoffs. John Boy leads the series 8-5, with Fat Bastard winning last year's matchup 250-139 in Week 9. But my pick will be the Sag Nasties going into this matchup. Next up, we have the 10th-seeded Agent P's 3-6 at the 5th-seeded Bitchmaker 6-3. Bitchmaker leads the series 5-3, with Bitchmaker winning last year's matchup 130-127. Ugly. My pick will be the Bitchmaker to get back on track after all this shenanigans going on. Next matchup is the 11th-seeded Monthly Plugs 2-7 at the 7th-seeded Irish Cop 4-5. No history there. Irish Cop, if you want to do anything, you got to beat the people that you should stomp all over. I'm picking Irish Cop to thus stomp all over the Monthly Plugs. So, yeah, you want to do something, this is a must-win. Got to win this one, Irish Cop. And lastly, the 3rd-seeded Steel Curtain 6-3 at the 12th-seeded Road Crew 1-8. Steel Curtain leads the series 7-4. Steel Curtain won last year, Week 3, 202-182. Same thing here, Steel Curtain. Seriously, if you want any credibility or anything, you monkey stomp all over the Road Crew, and I'm picking Steel Curtain. So, yeah, one of these little, don't look ahead to whatever you got coming up. Stick to the weekly matchup, beat that person, move on. So, yeah, don't want to trip up here. So with that being said, we'll move into any clinchings going into the, for Week 10. Really the only one that could happen, but it's actually kind of complex, so I'm not even going to mention it. Yes, it involves the Syndicate Enforcer, and it involves a few teams that I need to win and a couple other teams need to lose. But, yeah, we'll not even mention it. I'll just say next week if something happens, I'll let you know. So, and with that, so we'll get to some announcements going forward. First of all, the Thursday night games start this week. Yeah, way early, I understand. But if you have any Baltimore or Atlanta Falcon players, you probably want to get your lineup in before, 8 o'clock on Thursday. So the Thursday games now begin, so keep an eye on that going forward so you're not tripped up, and I'm not going to remind you every other week. So you guys know the drill. Thursday night games start, so they're going to be going from now until the end of the season. Get in the game. Next up is the November 21st watch party here at the Syndicate Enforcers domain. If you are thinking about coming over to that, I do need a head count, so I would ask that you please get a hold of me to let me know if you're coming over, so we have a head count. I know for let's see, I think Mr. Doofenshmirtz, I believe, is coming, and the Fat Bastard is trying to come. And I've even heard that Zoe Loves Tyler is going to make an appearance. If you don't know who that is, then you got to know, another whole sad set of issues. Um, yes, so if you're coming by, even if you're just going to swing by for a little bit, grab some food, watch a couple things, I need a head count, so let me know. And I've heard that Detroit Lions game that the John Boys Special Sagnasties was moved to the December 4th game. So if you're interested in tagging into that game, let the Sagnasties know. I don't know if Doofenshmirtz is into that at all, but Sagnasties seems to be the person spearheading this. So let him know. So with that, we'll move into week 10 here, as we got 5 weeks remaining in our regular season. So no time to start slipping up at this point. So yeah, good luck to everybody, and we'll check at you next week on Burning Down the Far Hill.